telling them are more like lapel pins. They are, you can't see them very well. They're gorgeous.
Yeah.
And just if I had a little spot for a lapel pin, I'd put it in
right
there. Anyhow.
So you mentioned the word sandbox just a moment ago.
I did.
And I want to talk about that because this is one of the things that I think makes this game really stand out, is that it definitely has those sandbox playground elements, but it's not as, to its benefit, not as loose as something like GTA 5. It's by no means a structured, experience to the point of like Uncharted 4 or something, right? Uncharted 2, very meticulously, very carefully structured and paced to elicit very certain types of emotions and reactions in the player, right? It doesn't have that, but it's also not this loose kind of make your own fun. Like to the point where the reason I had fun in GTA 5 is because Amanda and I would just buy BMX bikes and try to kill as many people as possible as the BMX maniac. Like I didn't play Grand Theft Auto 5, I played Grand Theft Auto 5, like everybody else does. I'm one of the only people I know who's actually finished the story of Grand Theft Auto 5. Hitman, though, is way more structured than it lets you believe. Like we were talking about a little earlier, right? But that goes far deeper than just where it guides you and where it leads you. There are limitations to what you're capable of in this game. And those limitations lead to ingenuity. You have to have those limitations in place. Right, it's the same. The same is true of like every game. Think of any board game, right? Is made because of what you can't do, because of the boundaries in place. That's what makes it, equal for all players or whatever. It's the boundaries, and the boundaries here are set like they are weighed and measured. I cannot imagine how much time went into Hitman 2016 to get this just right, to where the player feels like they can truly take advantage of this system without breaking some very important rules that would ruin their experience. And it's not something I have the words for exactly that I could, quantify and measure in a way that I would deem, appropriate. I'm sure someone else has dug a lot deeper into this, but it's this kind of middle ground sandbox. And I believe it's better for it. I'd like to see more games like this.
Yeah, I fully agree.
Well, let me kind of bring up my last big point I want to talk about. And it's interesting to me that even though these games are now being released as complete packages, all 6 levels, January, whatever, here you go, full game. Even though, Hitman 2016 was released episode 1, 2, 3, 4. This is how episodic content should still be built, in my opinion. And I think it was a good excuse to do episodic content in a way that I don't think was money grubbing in a way a lot of other people do it, a lot of other publishers. Because every level is not only designed to be played multiple times, but rewards multiple playthroughs. And not even just like the, now you can start from here. Or, I'm talking about like your mastery of that space. And it deserves you diving into it, basically. It earns that commitment from the player because it is so well designed and there's so much depth there. It reminds me a lot of Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes, which was, unfortunately, Konami pushed for a release in 2014 because Metal Gear Solid 5 was taking a very long time. You gotta remember that Metal Gear Solid 4 was 2008, and they hadn't had a game. It was 2014 at the time, and, they hadn't had a game for 6 years in the Metal Gear series. And for them, that's like, oh, no, it's the end of the world.
On the main line, right?
And, yeah, well...
Did they not consider...
Peace Walker, I guess, counts as...
No, the action game with like Raiden or something like that.
Oh, Raiden. No, because I don't think they truly...
Oh, that was also Team Ninja, right?
Yeah, exactly, because it wasn't
yeah.
developed... Yeah, it wasn't developed in-house, technically.
And
that was
Rising, is that what that is?
Rising Revengeance. The best title of all
Thank
time.
Thank you for that one.
So Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes was... Actually, many people, this has never been officially announced, but many fans speculate it was meant to be the prologue. Just like Metal Gear Solid 2 has a prologue, they thought it was meant to be the prologue to 5. And you actually infiltrate Guantanamo Bay.
Okay.
And in my opinion, it has some of... I believe it was one of the main inspirations for Hitman 2016. Because it is one massive interconnected level with multiple major areas that you can like really rewards multiple playthroughs. And
when did this come out?
2014. And it really rewards multiple playthroughs. It's not quite as robust of, you know, a game as 5 truly became, right? It's not as big, not as many options, but that level stands as probably the best level in any Metal Gear game. It is so rich, and I mean, not only rewards you in terms of gameplay, but even the story content you unlock and the little conversations you can overhear from people. The graffiti on the wall that people have pieced together to show Kojima is pissed at working for Konami. Like, there's so much depth in this one level.
Wait, stop talking about Metal Gear. I need to hear about this graffiti. Please tell me about it.
Oh, I don't know. It's been ages since I watched it, but just little things about ownership and the Metal Gear series and things like that.
But it's like a puzzle?
No, it's not like a puzzle. It's just people have pieced it together because of, you know.
All right. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. I don't know enough about it. I maybe shouldn't have brought it up, but there's a Futura Sound, I believe the name of the YouTuber is. He has a really good series on Ground Zeroes where he digs deep into that stuff. So check him out if you're interested in that little rabbit hole. But it's reminds me a lot of Hitman's formula, and a formula that I think deserves an episodic release. I think that each one is truly meant to be played for 6 to 8 hours minimum, maybe 10. You know, some of these levels really deserve you diving deep into them.
Especially with the elusive targets.
Yeah,
because you can just keep going back to them for totally new things to do. Without the elusive targets, it is just the same targets in the level, and each target might have 5 ways to take them out. 5
scripted ways.
Yeah, 5 scripted ways. Yeah, you're right.
But
the elusive targets make the game what you're talking about.
At the very least, show that the game has that available, that the level design and the mechanics, the fundamentals of those mechanics are capable of delivering countless experiences. What a testament, man.
Yes,
what a testament.
It is something pretty unique, very special.